R&B Money.
No matter what we went through, struggles in life, we never judged each other. Yeah. We just loved each other. We made sure we kept an atmosphere of love that we can grow out of, you know. And that's important, that you shouldn't judge people as much. You just give them an opportunity to grow in a loving environment. And from that love, those love songs, that's really love songs. You know, Hold Me, I Am Here. Those really love songs. Me to God or God to us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it comes out of that loving relationship. Man, God loving me perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not perfect. I don't deserve it. But I'm designed to be with him. Not deserving, but designed. Mm-hmm. And man, it blows me away when I see him and I can see him looking at me with all this goodness and love and care for me. Man, it makes me cry. It breaks you. And it's every melody, every word is like another stroke. Mm-hmm. And the whole goal is to get people to see who we looking at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get you to hear me. Right. I'm trying to get you to see who I'm looking at. So it comes out of that relationship of looking at him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to hear hear me. I want you to see who I'm looking at. And I bring people into their presence. That's the goal, is to bring people into the presence of God.
Y'all accomplished that. For sure. For sure. And and obviously, like you said, it was still by design, but I when I heard it, it felt so familiar. It felt so familiar to me. And I don't, and now having a conversation with you guys, I get it even more from, what you guys came from and the melodies. And I mean, clearly he got the part and the wave, so I know where he come from. We probably related. So
that's why I called you. That's why I called you when you came and I said silk and smooth. I listened to you the other day. I was like, oh yeah, he got that smooth. He got that melody thing.
I get it. They probably wasn't gonna be very accepting of me either. But like I said, it all makes sense, and even the transition of what it eventually led to when we did the introduction about, in my mind, it's commission that led to 90s R&B. Mm-hmm. This whole thing that everybody goes back to, this very special time for our generation, for sure. The essence of what our R&B is. It goes back to commission. And now having y'all here, it just makes complete sense. It makes complete sense. And, the mark that y'all left, obviously in gospel, obviously, but in R&B.
Yes.
And that's like you said, from watching our show and multiple people mentioning and us mentioning, like, it's a real thing. And I don't know if y'all really knew that. Maybe. But the mark y'all left on R&B music, special. It's special.
We didn't set out to do that.
No.
It was like we were just doing what we felt we were called to do. Yeah. God placed in our hands. And the crazy part was to hear later on. I mean, to hear the people to say, well, I got this from that. Well, I should listen to this. I mean, we ride down the highway on the bus, and that's all we listened to is commission. What?
Wow.
Janet, y'all listening to commission? Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. So, just when you hear, music can influence, but to know that you influenced innovators that innovated the entire industry. Mm-hmm. The one story about Michael Jackson where he heard Secret Place. He was driving in a car in Chicago, riding in Chicago, and he was listening to a jazz station, but they would mix in gospel too. Mm-hmm. And Secret Place came on. And he's like, who? Oh my God. He called the station like, who is that? Oh, it's a group called Commission, so-and-so. So Michael had his driver take him to the station. And he wanted to find out who it was, and they gave him the CD.
No way.
Yes, that's a true story. Because he liked the song, heard it, and wanted to have it. So you never know where your music is going to go, who it's going to influence. Yeah. But we knew it was the God on us.
Yep.
That was that drawing. That was drawing people to hear and listen. Because if you just stop, look, and listen, you can get the information. Yeah. And so we did it for that. Mm-hmm. When we stood in the studio, we knew we wasn't making all that much money.
Right.
We knew we wasn't, gonna go out in the parking lot and get in a Rolls Royce. But we were doing it because we knew we were called to do it. We knew that the anointing of God was on our lives. And we were gonna do it if we didn't know where we were gonna have a meal next. We divide the $150. Man, you take 20. We were doing it because of the love of music, and we knew we were commissioned to do it. We knew we had a call to do it, and we fought through stuff, and we did it. And so to see all the people, the groups, the stars, the people who have gone on to do whatever they done, to say, oh man, secretly, oh man, I'll listen to him, man. Yeah, it was really wow. So that right there, it's like, it's worth it. What we went through is worth what we went through. And we know that, they'll never be taken away from us, that we were influenced like that. Just, it's amazing.
Legacy. I mean, it's a beacon. I listen to it all the time. I was like, so you want to know who I am? Talk to my wife and my kids. This is who I am right here. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. Do you ever reach a point where you say, and I know humility is a thing in all of this, but do you ever reach a point where you say, look at each other and be like, we did that. we did that.
Not really.
Well, it may cross your mind. I'm not gonna say it don't cross my mind.
Maybe you finish a song,
I do understand,
or you finish the album, or you finish the show.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We kind of celebrate
things. And you just kind of look at each other like, like you kind of feel you understand who you are in this thing,
right?
Yeah,
because
yeah, because we didn't just sing. We felt like we were ministering to people.
Yeah,
and a lot of times we would do something, and we didn't think we did anything. And somebody talk to you, and they'll be out in the lobby and want to talk to you and whatever. Oh my God, this is something. You're like, you didn't hear that? What I just sang? That was the worst line we ever sang. But it was worse to us. Yeah. But it may have been what we were feeling while we were there in the moment, and not what they were receiving. So we suck it up and say, you know what? Let's keep doing what we're doing. But that, like you said, there are times when you say, oh yeah, like when we would go to overseas, like London. London is wild. They trying to pull your jewelry off of you if you come to the edge of the stage. That's how they love gospel music over there. When we first went to London, they weren't allowed to play gospel music in the UK.
They weren't allowed to play it?
No, you couldn't play gospel music in London. They had what you call pirate stations, where they would take a reel-to-reel, they would tape a whole show of music, turn on whatever radio frequency stuff they had, and leave the building. And it would play until it got finished playing. And everybody that wanted to tune in and heard it. But if you got caught, you got
fined.
You got fined, and probably later on you got convicted of something.
For playing gospel music?
Yes, because you can't. It was only the Anglican Church in over there.
Only the who?
Anglican Church.
Oh.
That was the Church of England. And so we went over and like, so how do y'all know about gospel? So all of it was underground. Because the people from the islands were there.
Was underground.
It was underground over there. We're like, what? Y'all can't listen to gospel music? Crazy. So concerts would sell out. Wembley would sell out. When they sell out, people would be climbing through the windows to get into the concert because they love gospel music. Yeah. So we'll do little seminars, and they're like, how do you interpret this? How did you sing? Why is it like that? And you're like, looking at them like, huh? It's just we singing about the gospel. We singing about God.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It was such a new thing to them. So we've had some exciting stuff like that. Like you said, that one right there was exciting. When you got people like chasing the bus when you're leaving. You go to, you can't go straight to the hotel where you're going because people following it. Yeah. I mean, you probably had that before, but not in gospel.
No. Nobody following me.
Ain't nobody following me.
But that was overseas. Crazy. That was overseas. Places like Germany. So that was something you could get the big head thinking that.
Yeah.
You know, but you're like, that's crazy.
R&B Money.